All right, so we have this. I'm going to rename this cube the floor hitbox. Floor hitbox. Okay. And we're going to add a new script to it, but basically you can just see, like, compared to the camera, it's just meant to be like catching things as they come to the camera. Okay, that's the idea behind it. So I'm just going to add another component to it. Add component. Scroll down, new script, and this one's just going to be called floor boundary script. And create an add. There it is. I'm going to take it here, and I'm going to drag it into the scripts folder, and I'm going to double click on it. Alright, and this one's going to be relatively easy. Alright, so one of the things we need to do, because this is going to interact with the UI, is we have to import Unity engine.ui. And that just is like a class that we can access. Alright, and then I don't need any of these functions. We're going to actually just do a function on trigger exit. So function on trigger exit other collider. Okay, and destroy other dot game object, and that's it. So basically what's going to happen is that when it goes into the trigger and then leaves it, it's going to destroy whatever touches it. Okay, so I'm just going to do a Control S to save it. I'm going to go back here, and I am going to go to the floor hitbox. And if you look, as a box collider, I just need to make sure it's a trigger, because that was an on trigger, it wasn't on collision. Good. That way it'll go right through it. It doesn't actually hit it and slide off. It'll just go through it, and when it goes through it, it will be destroyed. And it doesn't like something at my code here. So expected something and got something else. So it says 3.7. Let's go to the console. Okay, 3.7.22. All right. Let's see. Destroy. 3.7. I don't know, maybe this is it. Let's try that. Is that what caused it? Looks like not. Alright. Destroy other dot game object. Game object. I'm gonna pause it. Forgot the semicolon up here. That's a pretty dumb mistake. So that was apparently it. Go back here and it should clear. Alright, still doesn't like it, so 3.7. Import Unity. Oh, whoops, that shouldn't be a capital. Alright, let's say that again. Let's see. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, every little bit helps, so this is what it should look. So that was lowercase. And then I forgot the semicolon as well on that part. Alright. So now when things run into it, it will collide. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and duplicate this object. Come on. Duplicate this. Control D. And this is going to be a back hitbox. So that's going to go over here. And I'm going to go to my rotation here. And I'm going to go to 90. Alright. And I'm just going to take this, pull this up and over. And basically I need this just behind the camera. Because if it goes past the camera, it's going to run into this, and it's going to count as a hit. So I'm just going to go camera, and then this. All right. Camera. All right. Good enough. Okay, so we're just going to rename this, and we're going to call this one back hitbox. Back hitbox. All right. Rename it that. And what we're going to do now is basically add a different script. So, oh, it didn't come with the script in it? I would have thought it would have. Let me just make sure that floor hitbox. That's weird. Where's this? Okay. That should have been on the floor hitbox. Okay, and then this one does. Okay, well, I thought I did add component. Okay, so we'll do new script, create an add, and oops, I should have renamed that. Okay, and it opened it up, which is not what I wanted to do. Let's close this back out. Okay, so this should be back hitbox, or back boundary script, sorry. Back boundary script. And I'm going to take that and plop that into the scripts folder. Try that again. Bam. Okay. And it should be on the back hitbox. Good. I'm just going to double click to open that. I don't know why it's grayed out. Alright. Alright, so this is also going to interact with the other thing there. So this is going to be, again, another on trigger exit function. Well, actually, you probably should do the collider. So other collider. Okay. Alright, like that. Because it's going to interact with the user interface, I'm going to have to also import unity engine.ui. Okay, with a semicolon. And then I'm going to do a variable, game controller, and that's going to be game controller. Okay, beauteous. And then on our collision enter, one thing I'm going to need to do, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to have to destroy it after it hits it so that I don't have it sitting around forever. It's going to be destroy, right? And then it's going to destroy other, the thing that collides with it, dot game, the whole game object. Right. Good. And then the other thing it's going to do is game controller dot life text. So I didn't make the script yet, so this isn't actually going to work. Oops, sorry. Boom, boom. Basically, what it's going to do is that on the game controller, we're going to make a game controller object. It's going to look for life text, which is going to be a component of it, and in this case, the component is going to be a script. So I'm actually going to do 2 forward slashes on this for right now because it's not going to work. So we'll save that. I'm going to click back in here. Of course, I get errors. Let's see. And it says 3, 7, and 3, 8. So again, it's got that one thing that doesn't seem to like, and it says expecting identifier dot. So let me see. Oh, duh. I'm sorry. That should have been a space. That's okay. Game controller is not denote valid type. Okay. So also, because there's no game controller object, I also gotta comment that out for now. We'll take these back out afterwards because it's looking for something named game controller, and currently there isn't anything named that. So now what we're gonna do is actually make the game controller. All right. So I'm gonna create an empty, and we're gonna call it game controller. All right. And I'm gonna add a new script, add component. New script. Game controller script. Okay. And we will open that up. And actually, I can go to this now and uncomment this out, at least this part. Control S, because now at least that exists, so it shouldn't give me. No, alright, well, we'll come back to that. Okay. And game controller script. Alright, so this one's really long. This one has a whole bunch of code to it, of which I've already written. So basically this is going to hold all of the code that controls everything. So here we go. Alright, so we are going to make some variables. So variable enemy. Alright, and this is just to this is going to be a game object. So this is what's going to hold the thing that we're going to actually instantiate. So that's going to be the bird. We're also going to do a variable spawn values. So this is going to be where it's allowed to spawn in the range. Okay, and that's going to be a vector 3 because it's going to be XYZ coordinates. And we're going to do a variable total enemies. So this is the number of enemies that are allowed. Oops, and then enemies that are allowed to exist at one time. And then we're going to do a variable for spawn time. So we'll do spawn wait float. Okay. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is oops, not that. I'm going to initialize the health bar here. So I'm going to make another function that's going to be called life. Actually, no, we'll wait on that. We'll come back to that. But inside the start, we're going to put in the stuff to make, because as soon as it starts, I want it to make the enemies. Okay, so it's going to be kind of weird. So we're going to say for variable I. Okay, we're going to set I to an amount. Variable I, and it's an int. And we're going to assign it a value of 0. So I is going to start at 0. And then we're going to say while basically I is less than the total enemies. So you remember before we had total enemies up there. That says how many are allowed. So as long as it's not the max amount allowed, we will then do, so while it does that, it's going to keep adding to I incrementally here. So plus plus. And then it's going to run this code. Okay. All right, so variable spawn position is going to be a vector. Oops, sorry, it's going to be capitalized. A vector 3 equal to new vector 3, and the position is going to be, so it's going to be a new XYZ, and the position is going to be random dot range, so within a range of minus spawn values. Gotta capitalize this, spawn, not values, dot x, and the spawn values dot x. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is that because we're going to do x, y, and z, we're going to say, so x is going to be whatever spawn value that I set. So let's say it's 3. It can be anywhere between +3 and -3 is basically what I just did. And I'm just going to do that for each one of these. So that's my x. So I'm just going to do a comma, and then I'm just going to copy and paste this because it's just going to be the same thing again, but for y. So Control C or Command C, depending on you know what you have. Control V. So x. This will be y. I don't know what I hit there. All right, so y and y. Try blood dry. And then lastly, we'll do another one, and this one's going to be z. So x, y, and z. Okay. So that's the range in which it's going to, and then I have to put another one of these in there. I gotta put a semicolon. Okay. And then I also need to, because I'm giving it its transforms, I need to do a variable for the spawn rotation, which I really don't care what it is. So I'm just gonna do this bit of code that basically, all right, that's, all right, I somehow pasted that. Okay. Spawn rotation. Quaternion, and that's going to be, and that's just the way that they defined the rotation values. Quaternion dot identity. Okay. All right. Beautiful. And then we're going to instantiate the enemy. So instantiate. Is that spelled right? It's got to be a capital because it's a function. It's a built-in function. All right, and it's going to instantiate the arguments for this are it's going to instantiate an enemy. All right, so this is what we're passing. We're saying, okay, this is the thing I want you to instantiate. It's going to be the enemy, and then where you're going to instantiate, it's going to be spawn position, and I spelled it wrong up here. Spawn position, and spawn rotation.